Hello and welcome to the Almost Homestead. Today it's Skincare Sunday and I'm really excited about the product that we're going to make today. So first, let's talk about who we are making this for. This potion, as I like to call them, is being made for my mom. My mom is 73 years old and she has really got a lot going on with her skin. The major thing for her being that her skin is extremely thin, and that is leading to issues where she's too cold and doesn't want to bathe, but it's also very dry, which causes a lot of problems cosmetically. She's not really self-conscious, but you don't want your mom to be rejected for her skin. So I feel like I have to do something about that. And she also has some patches on her leg where her skin is discolored and just looks really unhealthy. And that is not new. Actually, none of these are new. All of these have been present since I was a little kid, since my mom was younger than I am now. Actually, she's had all three of these things going on. Her skin is obviously much thinner now, but it's always been dry, and she's always has the spots on her legs. The product that I'm making for her today is going to be a lotion for her to put on her body after she takes a bath. And the goal of this lotion is for her to have something to help her keep the moisture in, something to help her skin to thicken to a younger level, not only for cosmetic sake, but also to help her stay warm and to make her less prone to, bed sores and the sores that come with super thin skin, the tears, things like that. And of course, we want to see if we can make those spots on our leg go away. Let me tell you the ingredients that I've chosen and why I chose those. We're starting out, generally when you're making any type of skin product, you are going to want two main categories of things. You are going to want some thinner oils and some thicker oils. And the type of cream, salve, balm, etc. that you make is going to define your ratio. For our thicker oils, we have shea butter and we have beeswax, which is not actually an oil, but it is a thickening agent with a lot of properties. For the thinner oils that we're going to use today, we have these two. Now this looks like it's coconut oil because of the label, but it is not. If you look in, you'll see it's actually a mix of olive oil and calendula that has been infused into the oil. And the reason we chose olive oil is that it's just an overall good, solid oil. It's the best for skin that is mature and dry. And my mom clearly meets both of those criteria. And we infused it with the calendula because calendula is just an all-around really good herb for your skin. It rejuvenates and it repairs your skin. So when we're talking about repair, I'm thinking of those spots on her leg and wondering, could this potentially repair whatever damaged that skin? And then for this one, this is avocado oil that's been infused with a plant called comfrey. So the reason I chose comfrey is because it's a really good herb for making your skin grow. It's one that I use in creams for wounds, but I have to use it with caution, and here's why. If you use something with comfrey on an open wound, one that has not scabbed over, you can actually trap infection in that wound because the comfrey makes the skin grow so fast that it can actually trap infection inside, which causes pretty severe problems down the road. So we're using comfrey, hoping that that will encourage my mom's skin to grow and thicken. Why did I infuse the comfrey into avocado oil and not the olive? Well, the answer for that is that avocado has some different properties that are really nice. It protects your skin, and it really helps to keep your moisture in. It's a thicker oil, one that doesn't absorb into your skin as easily as some others, which is why we have half and half. Half avocado, half of the olive oil, because we want it to absorb somewhat so that her skin is able to continue to grow and thicken, but we also want to keep the moisture in. So, and that requires some to be on the outside. When it comes to our thicker portions, we have beeswax and shea butter. Shea butter we chose because it's good, really good for dry skin, but it also helps to repair skin. And again, we're looking for something to help repair the damage to those spots on her leg. Beeswax we're choosing because it is really great for sealing moisture into your skin. So we're having my mom take her bath like usual, and then probably, if she's willing, before she even puts her clothes on, we're gonna have her put on these lotions. That way, that moisture that is inside, we're trapping that, keeping that moisture in so that her skin's not so dry and flaky. Let's get started making the product for my mom. So I've already got the shea butter out and measured into this cup because it's kind of a pain in the butt. And we have my handy dandy bowl. I use this one because it's wider, and we're going to make a makeshift double boiler for this product. And we do that using a tiny pan and this bowl. Next, we're going to need equal parts of the comfrey infused olive oil. Oops, moving things around here. And I have two different measuring cups. They're the same size, but, and for this, I'm using 1/8 of a cup of each of them. So now we're gonna do the calendula infused olive oil. And you can see these are different colors. I think part of why the calendula infused olive oil is such a pretty yellow color is because of the calendula. Calendula has those yellow-orange petals that are really nice for it. You know, I just realized that I actually meant to do this a different way. I meant to melt the beeswax, and I meant to melt the shea butter first, and then add these oils to it. But I've already got it out, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to put the shea butter in. I am using pure shea butter for the simple reason that the last time I got the unrefined shea butter, it was rancid, and it seems like that happens more frequently to shea butter that is not pure. And also, this is way easier to work with. I need to grab a tablespoon. So the formula that I've been using for the skin creams for my husband and I call for 1 tablespoon of the beeswax pellets. Now, note, this is not what I'm going to be using when I go to make products to sell, because this is white beeswax, which means it's been treated. It said it was organic, but I don't understand how it can be organic if you bleach the beeswax to make the little pellets. Anyway, when I made the product for my husband and I I noticed it was kind of thin, and I did not really like that. So I doubled the amount of beeswax. So now I'm gonna get my double boiler ready, get the food from dinner off of the oven, and then we'll start putting this in the double boiler and combining it. So this is the start of our double boiler system, which is a pan that has water in it that was boiling. We turned the heat off for the moment. We're just putting our pan on top. That way the heat goes up. And actually we do have the burner on just an itty bitty bit. I'm actually gonna try and turn it down. There we go. We want it to stay warm, but we don't want it all the way boiling because heat has a tendency to do some damage to your oils. So we're gonna let those melt together for a few, and then we'll come back as they are closer to melting. The oil is all nice and melted together. We're gonna give it a stir, make sure everything's combined really well. And then we're just going to remove this from the heat and let it cool for about 15 minutes. Well, that did not work out at all like I planned. I decided to use my 15 minutes to run to Dollar General, which is super close, but they didn't have what I needed, so I had to go to Walmart, which is farther away. And while I was at Walmart, there's a Dollar Tree near it, so I was like, man, I should really stop there and see if I could get these spray bottles I had been looking for. And so now it's like an hour later, and here I am. The potion has completely cooled. That was not the desired outcome, but the world won't end. It's still pretty workable. Now, because this is a shea butter, at this point, if you wanted to, you could whip it, but we are just going to kind of leave it as it is and pour it into a container that we're recycling. This used to have shea butter in it. I don't know if I can do this where you can see it. So my apologies in advance, doing the best that I can. So I'm hoping that this is still workable enough that when it gets in the shea butter container, it will form something that doesn't look like it had already solidified. I'm worried that it's gonna be chunky, but again, this is just for my mom. This isn't for my business. And really, this is a test run anyway, because I want to see if it helps medicinally. And then we can always tweak the texture later. So anyway, we have a nice cream that she can put on her body and see if it helps with her dry skin and with her thin skin and with those strange spots on her legs. So as always, if you like this video, hit your like button, subscribe to my channel, and eat something wild or put it on your skin. Also, if you have any questions, toss those in the comments, and I will do my best to answer those in a timely manner. Thanks again.